Hey guys, I am here with Mav, who just got, what was it, 8th place? 8th place at the online Treasure Cup here in Australia. So, firstly, congratulations.
Thanks, man. We squeezed in.
Yeah,
It was a
we got
sweat.
there. It was a bit over 1% with your tiebreakers, got you into 8th. So, you did incredibly well. You went X1, it was 8 rounds, so you went 7-1. Incredible finish. Why don't you take us away with your deck list?
All right, today I actually played Kid. Kid, I was pretty happy with this deck, especially the way it's built to really help with the Zoro matchup, and I find it really good versus Whitebeard. And if we run into Kinemon, I feel like Kid is like really bad for Kinemon as well. I feel pretty good overall. The deck I was most scared was actually the deck that won the tournament was Law, but I actually avoided all the laws, and so that was nice. The other matchup that's hard is probably Purple, because of 10 drop Kaido and that. And I versed that in the second last round. So that was a bit of a sweat, and we just clutched that through. So yeah, we versed about I think 3 or 4 Strawbeards, a Doffy, a Kaido. I don't remember the other decks. Sorry, my brain's a bit all over the place still. But yeah, it was a good tourney.
Yeah,
Um,
insane, man. Why don't you take us through what you got in your deck?
so we got the Wano card package. So we got the Momos. They're great to search out cards like this. We got the Cat Viper. This is going to be one of the most important cards to find versus the Zoro, and the Green Mirror. The reason why you want this early, versus Zoro, to obviously so you can rest and attack their board, and the same with Green. You want to rest their Kiku or their Rizos. So we're definitely looking for Cat Vipers or Momo into Cat Viper in their matchups. We also have the Izzos, which is a great 2K counter, does the same thing. Because in this deck, generally, you don't want to attack their life. You want to be controlling their board, removing their board, and trying to either destroy their minion or force cards out of their hand. We also have Raizo, which is one of the best cards versus like Zoro. The amount of cards this card can get you is really strong. Like I had one game actually versus Whitebeard that went really close. He had about 11 cards in hand. I started off with I had double Bonnie and then I went double Raizo. I think I summoned one off a law. But at that game at one point, I had 16 cards in hand. Um Raizo put
Bro,
in work in
that's
that game.
nasty. That's
Yep.
that's Dragon Ball levels. That's not okay.
That was wild. And then the last one card we have is Yamato. Yamato is really good for in the Zoro matchup, and also sometimes just to play earlier. And what we're doing with Yamato, we're not actually trying to necessarily banish their life. What we're trying to do is attack for probably 7k or 2k more than their life. So if we're versing a Whitebeard, maybe 8k. And we're actually trying to get them to ditch their hand. We're not trying to actually just kill them because we're going to try to wait for our Kid and then play behind that. And so we're actually just trying to get cards out of their hand with Yamato. Sometimes early on, like I'll play this on turn 5, and then on turn 7 or 8, I'll just do a 5k poke. Just guarantee that card out of a hand, set up a wall. But this card also is very scary once you have control of the board and you have Kid set up. Summoning this behind it is a nightmare. It's almost like GG pretty much at that point. So that's all the Wano cards. And then we have our girl Bonnie. This card in my Kinemon deck, I never ran her, but this you just need it. It gets you all the defensive cards like Beige, Apu, Killer, some more blockers. But the main card that we're trying to get is usually Law, or sometimes in the matchup Kid. Law is very important in that early game. Playing this around like anywhere between 5 and 8 mana to add a Ezo to your hand, set up your Raizo. You're just setting up a strong board with Law, and getting this off Bonnie is just great. Then we have our big 8 drop Kid, and we have the 3 Sachis. Now, this is probably like one of the most important things. Sachi, generally, we're not summoning this. We'll summon it from a Law effect, or otherwise, we'll summon Kid, rest it, and bring out Sachi. And the main reason is this card that won't get killed by Vista, won't get killed by Whitebeard, and won't get killed by Seaquake because it has 4,000 power. So it plays around the KO effect, which is very important. And the last card is Punk Gibson. Card's incredible, really good versus Strawbeard in that late game when they have multiple 4K 4 drops. Also really good off life as a trigger, can win you games. And it's very annoying to play around. So that's the deck list. I can't take any credit. My testing buddy Gary, this deck is the exact same deck as that he won the Brisbane tournament with. Unfortunately, I couldn't do as well as he did. He got the first place with this deck, but we tried our best, and here we are.
Yeah, I mean, well, you did incredibly well. If anyone wants to watch the video I did with Gary about his win, there should be an info card popping up somewhere if I'm good at YouTube, which we'll find out later. So yeah, you gave a quick run through of your matchups a bit earlier. Is there any, I guess, notable points throughout the day which kind of stuck out to you in your games? Or was it all pretty easy breezy, just drop 8 cost kid and then win?
No, so a lot of times actually, I have to take these weird points where like you get these turns where you can play kid, but sometimes it's just better to play riser, play law, bounce, play riser, and set up another turn later. There was one turn that was actually very huge versus Whitebeard where I could play kid, but actually what turned out was better was I think I played law, bounce Izzo, summon Sachi, and played another Sachi. So my board was law plus double Sachi instead of the 8 kid. And this is because I was at a point to race him, and I just needed to survive one more turn, and then so I could just kill him with my kid. The defense capabilities of this deck, the counters by building hands because you're constantly taking life, definitely is something that is a fine line that you need to be able to walk along in the sense of knowing when to counter, when to take life, and when you can set up a clock so that you can just defend and just try to rush them with your kid.
Yeah, nice. Very good. If now I know you have done some gameplay videos on this kid deck, so I will link that below, and I'll also hopefully, once again, if I'm good at YouTube, put a little info card up. Oh, those alt art Yamatos are beautiful.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
They're so
My girl did me
beautiful.
proud. I love this card.
It is one of the best cards. Is there anything else you would like to say about the deck, Mav?
No, just big shout out Gary. I didn't I trusted him. I literally haven't tried to change a card. I did ask him about changing a few cards, about his thoughts, if there's anything he would change, and no, he was content with it, and I stuck by it. And yeah.
I mean, yeah, it definitely did well. And now the big one, Mav, give all the shout outs in the world. Go for it.
Well, thanks, Sayan, for doing these deck profiles. It's really cool to see these, to be able to stay up to date and see like the decks. Like I'm sure there's a lot of people in Australia that that get to see these videos and then get to find out these cool decks, and then maybe they build it and try it out in their locals. So that's cool. It's awesome that you do these deck profiles for the community. So
Thanks for doing it.
Shout out to Bangers for the best judge in Australia.
Oh, second.
Don't know why he's not a head judge yet, but
second best, me.
But yeah, thanks everyone for the event, and actually, honestly, thanks to my community as well. Like, most of my tournaments now I play in my Discord, at ATCG, and they're just really fun. Like, the community we have, the games are fun, people are nice, it's very enjoyable, and I enjoy playing One Piece in my tournaments in my Discord the most. Yeah, so shout out to them.
Yeah, definitely. There will be a link to your Discord down below, as well as your YouTube channel. So, guys, make sure you go check Mav out. He makes some amazing content. Thanks so much for doing this with me, and enjoy your very lucrative prizing, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Have a good one, guys.